Well, I've been making films for the past 4 years. Filmmaking business is not an easy business to be in. It's a hard business, and the competition is quite fierce, to tell you the truth. And what I've been doing, filmmaking, acting, producing, directing, I'm mostly a producer and a director, more of an actor. Because when I first started out, my eyes were set on being an actor. I'm not an actor. I don't think I'm a very good actor either, but I'll admit it. But I will say, the filmmaking business, acting business, it's a fierce battle. You'll have friends in the business who will turn on you just so that they can be successful. I've seen it. It even happened to myself. I had people come to me, "Oh, I'm your buddy." First chance they get, they'll stab you in the back. That's the way the business works. It's real hard to describe. I've been when I've been making films, I've been training people. I got a casting director, two casting directors. I got another director, producer. I'm a producer. I got two camera guys. They're doing quite well. Our films, every film what I do, and every film what you should do if you want to be successful in making films, directing, producing, whatever. Each film that you do, this is the piece of advice that I'm going to tell you is back at home is, when you make a film, each film that you do, always try and make it better and high tech than your previous film. That's what I do. I can't say all films that you'll do will be good. Some will do good, some will be bad. Some films that I did, the numbers weren't that great. But on the other hand, I had other films that were very great. And the thing what I noticed when I've been making films is the films that you work the hardest on don't always work out. The films that you think are pathetic are the ones that get the highest numbers. For some reason, that's the way it is. Me, I create new acting talent within Nova Scotia. I'm trying to go Canada, Toronto, Edmonton, Vancouver, but it's all money. If you ain't got the money, you can't afford some things. And every director and every producer, they're on a budget. Doesn't matter what TV show they're doing, what movie they're doing, they're always on a budget. And when I first started out, a lot of people say, "Oh, no, this guy's crazy. He's not going to make it." I said, "I'm going to work for myself." She said, "It's not going to happen. I got people that are working for me already. My films are doing a lot better than what they were." You got to get up and get yourself up to your neck in mud deep if you want to be successful. You got to put all the criticism aside. You really got to know who your friends are, because you'll have friends, you'll invite over to your house, and you can go to a bar and have a beer with them. They'll stab you in the back just so that they're successful. I'm telling you right now, that will happen. Happened to myself a few years back when I originally first started. I got advice from the Trailer Park Boys creator, Mike Clattenburg. Very great guy to meet. And the advice he told me was, he said, "Adam, just grab the camera and run. Where it takes you, that's where you go. And some films you'll do will do good, some will do bad. It's the way the business works. Some directors and producers are not successful, some are. I'm one of the lucky ones you're getting noticed. People like your films." I put most of my films on YouTube because YouTube, it's a great tool to work with, even though that YouTube is not the king of internet like what it used to be for films. The viewers are there, but it's not like what it used to be. There's other websites out there competing against them quite well and doing successful, actually. I use YouTube as a practice tool for my new actors when they're starting out the business to get noticed. When you first start in the acting business, it's not the best. The most that an actor gets paid first getting started off is $10, $20, if nothing at all. I pay my actors about $50 the most. That's how you attract your acting talent. If you want to be a good filmmaker, you got to attract your actors with the money. Even $50 is not a lot, but starting off, that's a good pile of money to be paid. But when I look back at shows like the Trailer Park Boys, where I live in, Porter's Lake, Nova Scotia, Canada, they're from our region. Rob Wells lives not that far away from me. Pat Roach lives in the same community of Porter's Lake as me. Went on to play Randy. When I look at them, it's a great bunch of people. Even though that all the cast on the show, some of their talent wasn't the best, but some actors were. I like Mike Smith, the character that he created, Bubbles. Great creation, which I think he could go on to do other great things with that character. Bernard Robichaud, Cyrus, another great Canadian actor. I think he's from Boston, if I'm not mistaken. Is he from Boston? I'm not sure. But anyways, a great actor. And I also like, John Dunsworth. He had great pile of obstacles in front of him. He was the guy got me into the acting business. I switched over, went to the filmmaking business because I liked it better. Mike Clattenburg, he knew what I was talking about. It can be quite corrupt, And John Dunsworth was a great guy. He got me into business with his company. I don't know if his company's still around or not. But anyways, when I've been making films, I've been focusing on my own stuff. And really, when you make films, you can't be looking at what other casting agencies, other people are doing. You got to focus on your own stuff. You want to be successful. Now, when I first started, I didn't think I was capable of creating anything. I didn't think I was that creative at all. When I was a kid, I used to look up to William Shatner. Growing up, great Canadian actor, and that's why I look up to him. People say, Bill Shatner. Why Bill Shatner? Because I say he's Canadian. I like him because he's Canadian. And even though I found it odd, we just Captain Kirk on Star Trek, and next thing he's T.J. Hooker, and he went on to Rescue 911, which was very successful. And when they canceled Rescue 911, I never understood it. The show was showing people how to save lives. And when you see most TV shows, it's always ending in a tragedy story or whatever. And here's Rescue 911, hosted by William Shatner, talking about successful stories. It educates people how to save lives. It educates people how to perform CPR. It educates people on what to do in situations when you can't think straight because too many things are happening at one time. And I never understood why they canceled Rescue 911. But, when I got into the filmmaking business, if you want to be successful in the acting business, filmmaking business, whatever you want to do in the business, you got to have the passion. If you ain't got the passion, you ain't got to love the business, that business ain't for you. I got into the business because I just love it. Even though I make more films than usual, there's more out there than all kinds of it at one time coming out, but that's what you got to do to get noticed. You got to do a lot of stuff to get noticed. And, I created new acting talent. I'm trying to get a contract with the Trailer Park Boys. I got to register our filming business. Right? As of right now, myself, Adam Conrod, I sit as an independent filmmaker. That's soon to change. Real soon, we're going to be a registered filming company. We go around looking for new acting talent. We create them. We put them on YouTube. We show our talent off. I go up to other directors and producers. The actors themselves do the same stuff. And then we put our films, what we do, to the Atlantic Film Festival in Halifax. So other directors and producers can see our acting talent. Really, what I created was I basically redefined the acting business, the filmmaking business. Because when you if you're a director, producer, if you want to meet them, they're always on a budget. They're trying to keep the cost down. Well, it makes more sense to go to Adam with his business because, he got new acting talent and stuff. They're not there for the money. They're there for the experience. Great money saver here. And a great way to get these people the exposure and the experience what they need for them to be an actor. And when you look at some TV shows, you'll see actors that were on certain TV shows as an extra walk-on character. Then you'll see them later on, 10 years from now, as a full-time actor on another TV show. They could be the star of the show. That's how your acting starts out. You start off as an extra, a walk-on character. Then 5-10 years down the road, you're the host of your show, you're a star of your TV show, whatever. And that's how it works. And the casting director is the guy that casts the show. The producer and the director are the guys who meet these actors in the auditions, When you get a call from the casting director, they can't promise you're going to get the part. They can promise you an audition, but they can't say you're going to get the part because the producer in the back and the director in the back are the guys that make those decisions. A director can walk up to you and hire you on the spot if they want. So can the producer. The producer is the director's supervisor, the boss. And the producer is responsible for everything that takes place on a filming set where you're filming. And really, that's how the business works. Me, when I do it, I do my stuff a little different. I got a thing called a meet and greet. Why do I call it a meet and greet? Because that's how, when I go to these colleges, universities, high schools, acting drama classes. I want the actors to get to meet who we are, who I am, who they are, so we can get to meet each other. Then I go through the auditions. Normally, a director, a producer, a casting director does not have meet and greets. That normally does not happen. I do it because we're a filming company, we're out to make new acting talent. I like to meet these people. And that's a good way how to find a way to interact with them, for them people to get to know who you are. But really, I'm hoping that me and Mike Clattenburg will be able to sit down and meet and do a film together, a movie together, somewhere down the road. Me and Mike are on a good note, positive. That's good. Even though that the filming business is Ferris's set, is very Ferris. Like I said earlier here in this interview, you'll have actors, directors, whoever will play your friend, but they will stab you in the back if they have to for them to be successful. I've seen it happen. It happened to me. It's a hard pill to swallow, but that's the way the business works. You gotta get back up and go again. That's the way the business works. But really, if you want to be successful, both in the acting and in the filmmaking business, you gotta have a love and passion for the business. And if not, that ain't the place for you. But if you do have that, then that's the place for you, and you will be successful.